What up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have something very important to talk about. You guys saw the title. This is a little bit crazy, okay? I don't think I've seen any people talk about it. But basically, let's start from the beginning. What you're gonna see here is a bugged unit. Okay, I have a replay. I was testing this unit. Maybe you saw already in the notes that this unit is bugged. I don't think it's fixed yet. But this is a replay from this weekend when I was testing it personally. And I didn't even realize. At this point, I didn't even realize the unit was bugged. So I just want to show you first what happens here. Okay, boom, boom. I tried to use that as a cleave unit to see how much damage it's gonna do, because it's a speed lead. You guys know I'm using a Kamamir in this team usually, so I just wanted to see what kind of damage potential the unit would have. Spoiler alert: in this replay, of course, you're not gonna be able to see that because I'm glanced and my cleave just got disrupted by 3 passive units here. Which, yeah, of course. But that's besides the point. What I want you to see is what happens with the passive here, right? So basically, what this unit should do is when she dies, only the frame is left, and then basically the frame is invincible. And whenever the frame takes a turn, it uses skill 2 automatically on the whole team, okay? So what happens here is I took a turn and I just chose to do skill 1. All right. That is not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to not even let me take a turn here. And it could only do skill 2. But here I was able to just choose the unit, skill 1, boom. That's not what is supposed to happen. Okay. Keep that in mind. All right. I don't think it's fixed yet. So I hope this is still going to work. But basically, if you do this and you do this, you go to Siege to test this. Basically, what's going to happen here is boom, she will use it. All right, she will instantly use it. I don't have to do anything. It's instantly using skill 2. Basically, they fixed it in Siege, but they haven't fixed it in RTA. And maybe you're gonna think, oh, okay, cool. What does that mean, though? That has a much deeper meaning, right? This means, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if we had this happen before. I cannot remember. I know we had bugs that are related to skins, right? A skin is bugged. It doesn't do things the way it should be doing it. Therefore, there's a big potential of skins being bugged / modified. COM2US can literally just go like, hey, we're adding 5% more activation on a lower skill 2 if she has this skin. Hey, we're adding more innate resistance on this unit if it has a skin. You cannot know these things. They could be bugs. COM2US could be modifying stuff. And this is something that kind of just like people wrote off and kind of forgot about, but it's possible. We've had skin bugs. Now, this is maybe even crazier, because what this tells us, this bug tells us, is that COM2US literally can have a completely different thing for the same unit in a different content. We always have been saying this, how, oh, in RTA percentages can be different, right? Who knows? Because like it's so hard to test stuff in RTA. So who knows about some kind of percentages? What if VIA rates don't go down, don't go up? What if Siege just has a higher proc rate than in RTA? What if in RTA some units have a higher resist rate than other units, like an innate resist rate? What if, as I said, like they could easily have a unit have a 5% increase activation rate, right? Obviously, they're not gonna mess with activation rates on units that have 100% activation, because then it would be easy to see. But they could easily modify stuff to be a 5% difference, a 10% difference on certain units in RTA. Like, there's no reason for these things not to be a thing. And let's say they don't even modify it. What if it's just bugged? What if there's so many bugs like this that are not even easy to see? Because something like the new unit here, it's pretty easy to see that, right? It literally doesn't do something that it's supposed to do. So how the hell are we supposed to believe that percentages and everything in this game is just normal? I've had my doubts in the past, a lot, and rightfully so. I feel like you should have doubts, because in this game, nothing makes sense. Like the amount of times you see an insane amount of low percentages just go back to back to back to back to back, and we write it off as bad RNG. It's pretty dumb, you know? You see these things all the time. So how can such a low percentage happen all the time? Well, who fucking knows, right? Who knows what COM2US has cooked up? But yeah, it's just crazy to me to see that they can literally modify a unit completely differently in one content compared to the other content. That is crazy to me. And I don't know, I mean, that to me, that's a big joke. Like, how is that real? You know, I personally didn't think their code was capable of going that deep. But now that we know, anything can be possible. Okay? So, yeah. In a game where everything is about rates and chances, the potential of these chances being different is kind of nuts. But let me know what you guys think about this. I kind of wanted to just hop on and just talk about this a bit, because I think it's very important. Because I feel like this is something that has been more of just bro science, even though we kinda know that it might not be bro science. But yeah, we could be having so many more bugs in the game right now that are not easy to tell. So many modifications from COM2US maybe themselves that we just can't know about really. And yeah, that's kind of it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Stay safe. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.